What's up, guys? We are back with a full slate of MLB action here on Sunday, May 25th. We're going to give out plays on every MLB game on the slate and our Eastern Conference Finals game between the Knicks and Pacers. I'll give you my dog of the day and pick out my massive lock, my pick that, regardless of price, I think has the highest chance of cashing today. Slam that like button and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep seeing these videos every single day, and let us know what you're thinking in the comments. I personally answer every comment every single day. Check the pinned comment throughout the day to see our favorite picks, and it pays to check back a couple of times per day to see if there are any changes with injury news coming out and starters being confirmed. Yesterday, guys, a pretty solid Saturday across the slate. Now, we got off to a bad start with a little bit of a bad beat there. We had the under in the Cubs-Cincinnati game there, under 9.5. The Reds eventually went 6-4. A ninth inning home run there by Carson Kelly ended up sinking us. So pretty annoying stuff. That's actually our third ninth inning loss in the last 2 days combined. But after that, things got right back on track. We had the Mets at -115, a convincing 5-2 win there over the Dodgers. Probably should have been even more one-sided than it was. We had the Timberwolves +2.5, an absolute blowout win there. Anthony Edwards shot the ball well. Minnesota overall shot 50% from three, and they ran the Thunder right out of the building. We cashed our player prop in that game as well. Nickeil Alexander-Walker over 7.5 points, an easy win on that one. He had 12 points in his 18 minutes in that game. Now, unfortunately, we didn't hit our dog of the day. Wasn't even really a dog. Couldn't find a lot of underdogs that I liked on Saturday. We had the Mariners +100. They take a 2-1 loss. A super sloppy game from Seattle and played, just terrible across the board and still only lost by 1. We cashed our massive lock of the day, getting back on track there. We had the Yankees at -1.5. That was a huge 13-1 win, exactly what I expected from them after an embarrassing loss on Friday. So a nice, solid winning day there. Could have been even bigger than it was. Let's see if we can find some more wins here on what, as always, figures to be a crazy Sunday in the MLB. And first up, we've got the Cleveland Guardians going on the road to take on the Detroit Tigers. Cleveland comes into this game 29-22 on the year. They've actually won 4 in a row, including the first 3 games of this series here against the Tigers. So, yeah, pretty bad stuff there for the Tigers, but the Guardians figuring things out. They used a 4-run 10th inning to beat the Tigers 7-5. So, yeah, pretty good stuff there in Game 3. They're handing the ball to Logan Allen in this one, who's 2-2 on the year, a 3.86 ERA. He's coming off a pretty weirdly short start there at Minnesota. That one might have been weather shortened. I'm not 100% sure, but 3 innings, 4 hits, and 2 earned runs. Definitely nothing amazing, but he's been decent over his last few starts. Kind of some hit or miss type stuff against the Tigers this season. That's not a team he's faced yet this year. So we'll see what he does. The bullpen for Cleveland, not nearly as good this year as last year. To be honest, it's been a bit of a problem. A 3.82 bullpen ERA, somewhere around league average. And the offense, while it has found its stroke recently, scoring 7, 3, 7, and 5 runs over this winning streak over the course of the year, 22nd in the majors in runs scored and 24th in the majors in batting average, kind of seems like a more accurate picture of where this offense really is. So we'll see what they can do here against the Tigers, who come into this game 33-20 on the year. They have lost 3 in a row to start this series. They're hitting the ball to Tarek Skubal in this game. So happy Skubal Day to all those who celebrate, guys. He's 4-2 this season and a 2.87 ERA. He's coming off a couple weird starts where he really wasn't that great. I mean, against the Cardinals his last time out, 5 2/3 innings, 5 hits, and 3 earned runs. Now, the Cardinals are looking like an elite offense, so maybe that's part of the reason, but he also struggled against the Red Sox, another team that's supposed to be elite offensively, but it's been a bit all over the place. All that being said, Detroit is 5-0 over his last 5 starts, and over the entire season, I guess they have lost 3 games where he's been on the mound. So he's been looking pretty good here recently, though. In terms of winning, at least, maybe not so much in terms of how dominant he's been. Now, the bullpen for the Tigers has been pretty good as well, a 3.38 bullpen ERA. Some signs of trouble here lately, though. We'll see what happens there. Now, the offense taken a bit of a downturn recently. 5-1-0-5 and 5 runs over their last few is a little bit off the pace that they had set early on. This was looking like one of the better offenses in the majors, and they're still 4th in runs scored and 7th in batting average. So I'm not expecting this slide to continue much longer. So looking at the numbers here, neither do the odds makers. They've got the Guardians at +185, the Tigers at -220. We've got a total of 7.5 in this game. Cleveland is 15-14 on the road this season, 15-11-3 to the over on the road. Detroit is 17-8 at home, so obviously pretty darn good there. They are 13-9 to the under playing at home. So definitely an under team. This kind of an interesting situation here, guys. I'm going to be leaning obviously towards the Tigers with Skubal on the mound. That's not too big of a surprise there. I also think under might be live in this game given what we've seen, but it's a Sunday, so probably not going to be taking an under 7.5 in this spot. I'll take the Tigers here at -220. With Skubal on the mound, we've got to put it on the list as a potential lock of the day. Rolling right along here, we've got the Baltimore Orioles going on the road to take on the Boston Red Sox. Now, the Orioles got the 2-1 win there against Boston yesterday, so pretty good stuff. We'll see how things go. Was that a doubleheader there yesterday? No, I don't believe. No, it was not. So we'll see what happens in this one, guys. The Orioles only 17-34 on the year, hitting the ball in this game to Dean Kremer, who's 3-5 this season, a 5.50 ERA. He's fresh off a pretty bad start there against Milwaukee and hasn't been good in his last 2 starts in a row. So we'll see what they get out of him, but not someone I'm expecting miracles from. Also, the Baltimore bullpen has been terrible, bottom 4 in the majors this season, and the offense has been atrocious this year, especially given how good they were last season. It's been pretty tough to watch. They're 25th in the majors in runs scored. They're 25th in on-base percentage. They're even below average in slugging percentage. So this team not looking very similar to what we saw from them last year. Now, the Red Sox, they come into this game 500 on the season. They're handing the ball in this one to Walker Buehler, who's 4-1 this year, a 4.00 ERA. Now, his last start was looking really good, and then he got himself tossed. So we'll see how that goes. This time, if he can keep his temper in check a little bit and maybe get some better calls, because his complaints were extremely justified. But I mean, the Red Sox are 5-0 over his last 5 starts. Not a lot to argue with there. He hasn't given up more than 3 earned runs over those starts. So very good stuff. We'll see what he looks like here against Baltimore. He hasn't faced them this year, but not exactly the scariest team. Now, the bullpen situation for Boston this year hasn't been a disaster. A 3.66 bullpen ERA is fine. Maybe not elite, but it's definitely fine. The offense was nowhere to be found yesterday, scoring only 1 run, but this season they've been very good. 5th in the majors in runs scored, 6th in the majors in batting average. This should be an elite offensive team, given the names that they're running up there to the plate. So we'll see what happens in this one, guys. Looking at the numbers, I'm pretty surprised to see what we've got. The Orioles are plus 115. The Red Sox are minus 135. We've got a total of 9.5. Baltimore's only 9-19 on the road. They're 16-11-1 to the under on the road. Boston is 16-13 at home, 15-12-2 to the under at home. Guys, I definitely like the Red Sox with Walker Buehler on the mound in this spot. I always like to fade Dean Kremer pretty much all the time, and I don't think we're going to see too much change here in this situation. Buehler should be well rested, in for a very good start, and I think we'll see these Red Sox bats start to heat up a little bit here against a pretty bad starter. Next up, guys, from the Milwaukee Brewers going on the road to take on the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Brewers come into this game somehow having lost their last 2 in a row against Pittsburgh. Not a great look. They're hitting the ball in this one to Logan Henderson. This 23-year-old has been lights out so far in the majors this year. 3-0, a 1.69 ERA. He's fresh off of shutting out Baltimore over 5 innings, giving him only 2 hits. We also noticed Milwaukee is 3-0 over games that he started, and he's never given up more than 2 earned runs. So very good stuff there. You got to take some pressure off that Milwaukee bullpen. It's been pretty bad. A 4.64 bullpen ERA is clearly not great. Now, the offense has also struggled, obviously coming up with only 1 run in their last game. Not the best look. Over the course of the year, 12th in runs scored and 25th in batting average, 21st in on-base percentage. Just not a very good offensive team, if we're being honest. So we'll see what they can do here on the road against the Pirates, who have been having their way in this series so far. They are, 4-1 over their last 5 games, but only 19-34 overall. They're hitting the ball in this one to Bailey Falter, who's 3-3 this season, a 3.50 ERA. He hasn't given up an earned run or a run at all over his last 4 starts in a row. 7 innings, 4 hits, no runs against Cincinnati. 3 2/3 innings, 3 hits, no runs against the Mets, and 6 innings, 2 hits, no runs against Atlanta. So pretty crazy stuff there. We'll see if he can keep that rolling here against a pretty terrible Milwaukee Brewers team. I wouldn't be too shocked to see him have a good night against them. The bullpen for the Pirates, while it has not been amazing, has actually been better than the Brewers. A 4.53 bullpen ERA is not great. Offensively, this team has been horrible this year. They're last in runs scored, last in slugging percentage, and 28th in batting average. So not going to waste a ton of time talking about this offense. It's not good. So, looking at the numbers here. The Brewers are minus 125. The Pirates are plus 110. We've got totals out there of 8.5 or 8. Milwaukee, 10-18 on the road. 15-11-2 to the under on the road. Pittsburgh, 13-15 at home. 14-13-1 to the under at home. In terms of a side in this one, guys, my instinct is to lean a little bit towards the Brewers, but I don't really care too much about the side in this one because we're going to be targeting the total, and I love under 8.5 in this spot. Unders and totals and everything in general can be crazy on Sundays, so don't get too carried away. Don't blow your whole bankroll on a Sunday, but I think this is an excellent spot to take the under. We've got 2 very good starters who are throwing the ball extremely well against 2 very bad offenses. So no run first inning, super live in this game, and I also love under 8.5. Jumping in here with a quick shout out to the sponsor of today and every day's video, guys, and that is StompTheSpread.com. Click the link in the description to go over there and see the top confidence picks from our entire team of experienced cappers. Right now, our premium members are getting daily MLB, NBA, NHL, and UFC picks. Major League Baseball has been our most profitable sport the last 3 years in a row and is off to a fantastic first half of the season. We're not at the halfway mark, but my God, guys, things have been going pretty darn well over there. At StompTheSpread.com, you'll be able to see exclusive free picks that are only posted there, our free-to-use bet size calculator, and our premium top confidence picks, which might not and usually will not always match what you see here in the video, as I am not the premium capper for StompTheSpread.com. We've got a guy that's been covering MLB for us since the inception of the site, so I don't know, it's got to be 20 years now. I'm not doing the math, but it's been a long time, and he's been a monster, guys. He really knows his stuff. The amount of research he puts in, the amount of different data points he covers is crazy. I know some people have asked for me to cover weather in these videos. I don't really have time. I guarantee you weather is taken into consideration every single one of his picks, along with everything else you could possibly imagine. So great value to be had on those MLB picks and all our premium picks over at StompTheSpread.com. We also had we had the Minnesota Timberwolves as a premium pick yesterday, so that one cashed for sure. But regardless, guys, definitely worth your while to get over there. Also get on that free email newsletter. It's free information straight to your inbox every single day. Parlays, information on niche betting like golf, NASCAR, all kinds of cool stuff. And all that goes straight to your inbox every single day. If you're having trouble finding them, check the spam folder. Every once in a while, we'll end up in there. Also, guys, if you're a huge fan of what we do here every single day, sign up for a channel membership by clicking the little join button right below the video. Channel members get exclusive early access to all of our videos, but maybe more importantly, you get access to all of our monthly members giveaways. We're going to be giving away 2 pieces of Stump the Spread merchandise, one in early June, one in mid-June. So definitely get signed up. We'll be giving that stuff away. And also, if you're one of the winners from a couple days ago, please get in the comments. Let me know that you won. I've got a couple different channel members that won. If you guys remember that video from back on the 20th, so 5 days ago now, they still haven't gotten their merch. They still haven't let me know in the comments. So hop in the comments and let me know. I want to get that stuff out to you as soon as I possibly can. But now, guys, we've got a big Sunday slate to cover. So let's hop back in. We're going to be looking at the San Francisco Giants going on the road to take on the Washington Nationals. The Giants come into this game 30-22 on the year, fresh off of a 3-0 shutout loss there at the Nationals in Game 2. They're going to be hitting the ball in this one to Robbie Ray, who's 6-0 this season, a 2.67 ERA. He dominated the Royals his last time out, 7 innings, 6 hits, no runs allowed. Unfortunately for the Giants, they took the 3-1 loss, but he has been doing everything he possibly can to keep them in the win column. Now, the Giants bullpen, also a huge plus, a 2.61 bullpen ERA, is currently first in the majors. The problem for this team all season long has kind of been their lack of offense. Now, I know they're 9th in the majors in runs scored, but they are 19th in slugging percentage, 22nd in batting average, and 18th in on-base percentage. I think that's a more accurate description of where they really are as an offense. So we'll see what they can get done here against the Nationals, who are 24-28 on the year. They're fresh off that 3-0 win, but not nearly as bad this year as I would have guessed they would be, especially with how they looked right out of the gates. Now, they're hitting the ball in this one to Michael Soroka, who's having a bit of a rough time. 1-2 this season, a 5.95 ERA. His last start, 5 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, including 2 home runs allowed at Baltimore. So through 4 starts this year, this poor guy has given up a total of 4 home runs. He's given up 4, 4, 2, and 3 earned runs, and only 1-3 record there for Washington with him on the mound this season. So we'll see if he can bounce back. The Nationals bullpen does not help, though. A 6.24 bullpen ERA is second worst in the majors. And the offense, while they're coming off a 3-run game, has not been amazing this year. They're 14th in runs scored and 19th in on-base percentage. They can be okay, but definitely not an offense that I would term as elite. So looking at the numbers here, the Giants are minus 160. The Nationals are plus 135. We've got a total of 8 out there. San Francisco is 13-13 on the road, 16-9-1 to the over on the road. Washington is 13-13 at home, 14-11-1 to the over at home. I think over 8 is playable in this game. I don't think it's great, but I think it's live. In terms of a side, we are definitely taking the Giants at minus 160. Robbie Ray's been so good. Soroka's been so bad. The Giants are in a huge bounce back spot after getting shut out yesterday, and it's Sunday, a great time for a team to have a bounce back, so definitely give me the Giants here at minus 160, and despite the bad price, this could find its way into the pinned comment. Next up, we got the Chicago Cubs going on the road to take on the Cincinnati Reds. The Cubs actually took the 6-4 loss there yesterday at Cincinnati. Pretty annoying stuff for us to not cash our underplay there thanks to a kind of pointless home run there in the ninth inning. But we're going to try to bounce back here. I mean, we had a nice winning day, so we're not really complaining. But the Cubs handing the ball in this one to Ben Brown, who's 3-3, a 5.44 ERA. He just got shelled by the Marlins his last time out, though, so definitely some concerns about how this young right-hander is throwing the ball. The Cubs bullpen hasn't been amazing, but not quite terrible. A 4.14 bullpen ERA does leave plenty of room for improvement. Offensively, this has been one of the best teams in the majors. First in runs scored, first in on-base percentage, third in slugging percentage. This is a very, very dangerous offense. So we'll see what they can get up to here at the Great American Ballpark, going up against the Reds, who did just win their last game. Now they're 26-27 on the year, hitting the ball to Nick Lodolo, who's been very good this season. 4-4, a 3.22 ERA. He's come off a dominant start against the Pirates. Now it was the Pirates, so let's not freak out too much, but realistically, we've loved what we've seen from Lodolo this year, and you should be pretty happy if you happen to be a Reds fan. Now, the bullpen situation for the Reds has continued to deteriorate. A 3.82 bullpen ERA is a far cry from what we were seeing from them early on. The offense starting to find its way a little bit, maybe. I mean, 6-6-1-0 and 7 runs over their last few is pretty decent for a team that's 14th in the majors in on-base percentage and 17th in batting average. So we'll see what they get up to in this one. The odds makers have the Cubs as favorites here at -120. The Reds are +100. We've got a total of 9. The Cubs are 16-11 on the road, 16-9-2 to the over on the road. Cincinnati's 14-13 at home and 15-10-2 to the under at home. I'm going to be leaning towards the Cubs here at +100 a little bit. I haven't loved what I've seen from Ben Brown lately. Now, this probably isn't going in the pinned comment. I don't quite trust that Reds offense enough or that bullpen enough, but I think they find a way to, get the win here and go up 3-2 in this little series. Chugging right along, guys, we're looking at the Toronto Blue Jays going on the road to take on the Tampa Bay Rays. The Blue Jays come into this game 25-26 on the year, still looking for their first win in this series, losing each of the first 2 games 3-1. They're hitting the ball in this game to Chris Bassett, who's 4-2 this season, a 2.83 ERA. His last start, he shut down the Padres. 6 innings, 4 hits, no runs, struck out 6 and walked 1, and was eventually a 3-0 win there for Toronto. And over his last 2 starts, he's been very, very good. He has had his struggles this year. We'll see what he looks like against Tampa Bay. The last time he faced them, he gave a lot of hits, but only 1 run, and it was an earned run. But yeah, 5 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 1 run, and 6 strikeouts. Not the end of the world. And we saw Toronto win that game 3-1. So we'll see if he can replicate that. The Toronto bullpen turning into a strength here down the stretch, a 3.60 bullpen ERA. And while the offense isn't exactly killing it, I mean, 1, 7, and 14 over their last few, seems like a team that's mid-slump at the moment. They're 20th in runs scored, and they are 13th in batting average. So we'll see if they've got a bounce back in them here as they go against the Rays, who are 25-26 on the season. They've won 4 straight, hitting the ball in this game to Ryan Pepiot, who's 2-5 on the year, a 3.99 ERA. Now, the last time he faced Toronto was back on the 14th, so not too long ago. 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs allowed, walked 1, and struck out 7, but he was on the wrong side of that 3-1 loss. So we'll see what Pepiot can do in this game. He got knocked around a bit by Houston his last time out. That Tampa Bay bullpen is a strength, a 3.34 bullpen ERA. Certainly something to be at least relatively proud of, but the offense hasn't really been great. I mean, 3, 8, and 3 runs over their last few is actually fine for a team that's 24th in the majors in runs scored and 23rd in on-base percentage. So we'll see what they get after in this one. The Blue Jays are -102. The Rays are -114. We've got a total of 9 in this game. Toronto is 9-14 on the road, 13-9-1 to the under on the road. Tampa Bay is 15-18 at home, 19-12-2 to the under at home. Guys, I think this is a great spot to lean towards under 9. I'm not sure if this is going in the pinned comment, but I wouldn't lie. I would be lying if I said I didn't have a chance. In terms of a side, I guess I'll lean towards Toronto just a little bit to salvage a win in this series, especially, since this is a Sunday game. That kind of seems to be what the trends say will happen on Sundays, but I think the under is by far the better play. Rolling right along, we're looking at the Kansas City Royals going on the road to take on the Minnesota Twins. Now, the Royals come into this game fresh off of a tough 5-4 loss there in Game 2. Yeah, second straight walk-off loss has to feel pretty depressing. Now, the Royals are going to hand the ball in this game to Kris Bubic, who's been great this year. A 5-2 record, a 1.47 ERA. He shut out the Giants there in San Francisco his last time out. 7 innings, 2 hits, no runs allowed. very good stuff there, and the Royals win that game 3-1. So I'm sure they feel great about that. Has he faced the Twins yet this year? No, he has not faced the Twins yet this year. So no history there. In terms of the bullpen for Kansas City, it's been great. A 3.27 bullpen ERA is currently 5th best in the majors. The offense is where the problems come up for this team, guys. They're 26th in the majors in runs scored. They are 26th in slugging percentage. They're a little bit better in terms of batting average, but it's not resulting in runs. They've scored 4, 1, 8, 2, and 3 runs over their last few. Not usually going to get the job done. Now, we'll see what they can do against the Twins, who obviously have won 2 in a row. They're 29-22 on the year. They're hitting the ball in this game to Bailey Ober, who's been great this season. 4-1, a 3.68 ERA. His last start was against Cleveland, and it was only 3 innings. I can't remember what caused that to be such a short start, but he was pretty good. Good start against Baltimore, maybe not elite. A good start against another good start against Baltimore. I don't think he's faced the Royals this season. Oh, no, he did. Back on the 10th of last month. He went 6 innings, gave up 5 hits, only a single earned run, and a 3-2 loss there for the Twins. So pretty good numbers there. The bullpen for the Twins has been excellent. 3.05 bullpen ERA is 3rd best in the majors. And the Twins offense is coming along, guys. 5, 3, 1, 6, 2, and 7 runs over their last few. They're 20th in the majors in runs scored and 20th in batting average, but they seem to be getting better and better as the season goes along. So I'm not surprised to see them as favorites here. They're minus 120. The Royals are plus 100. We got a total of 7.5 in this game. Kansas City is 11-16 on the road, 17-9-1 to the under on the road. Minnesota is 18-7 at home, 15-9-1 to the under at home. So I am, despite the low total, going to lean towards under 7.5 in this game. I think we'll see offense be at a premium. I also, I can't really talk myself out of taking the Twins here as a small lean. Now, it's not going in the pinned comment. It's too small of a lean, but I do like what Bailey Ober's doing. Bubic could be great, but the Royals could put up 0 runs as support, so slightly lean towards the Twins as well. Rapid fire through these games on a very crowded Sunday slate. We've got the Seattle Mariners going on the road to take on the Houston Astros. Now, the Mariners come into this game fresh off a tough 2-1 loss there at Houston their last time out. They've lost 2 out of 3 so far in this series. They're hitting the ball in this game to Luis Castillo, who's 4-3 this year, a 3.20 ERA. His last start was against the White Sox, and he shut him out over 7 innings, giving up only 3 hits and a 5-1 win there for Seattle. So we'll see what he can get done here against the Astros. I don't believe, oh no, he faced them back on the 8th of last month and was lights out over 5 innings in a 2-1 extra inning loss there for Seattle. So Castillo, some very good history this season against Houston. The Mariners bullpen has been excellent this season, a 3.38 bullpen ERA. No major problems there. The problem that's confronting the Mariners right now is their offense is starting to tail off. They're down to 21st in the majors in batting average. They're 11th in slugging percentage, 9th in runs scored still, but it's just not looking as great as it was looking in the early going. So we'll see if they can bounce back here against the Astros, who are 27-25 on the year, handing the ball in this game to Colton Gordon, who has yet to figure in a result. He's sporting a 5.59 ERA. He's made 2 starts this year, one against the Royals and one against Tampa Bay, and neither one went great for him personally, but both ended up being wins there for the Astros. Both of them were 4-3 wins. He got just enough run support to survive. A big part of Houston's success this year is that bullpen. It's second best in the majors, a 2.82 bullpen ERA. Now, the offense has been kind of all over the place, to be honest. They're 11th in batting average, but 17th in runs scored. They scored 2, 3, 9, 4, 2, and 4 runs over their last few games. Just a little bit tough to figure out what you're going to get from them on a nightly basis. So, looking at the numbers here, guys, the Mariners are minus 126. The Astros are plus 110. We've got a total of 8. Seattle is 16-11 on the road. They are 14-13 to the over on the road. Houston 17-10 at home. They are 16-11 to the under at home. A lot of contradictory trends in this game, to be honest, guys. The way the series has been going, I'm going to lean just slightly towards the Mariners to find a way to get the win in this one, but minus 126 is just a little bit too steep for me, despite Colton Gordon being bad. That Astros bullpen has been so good, and the Mariners offense feels like it's slumping. Cruising through these games, guys, we're looking at the Texas Rangers going on the road to take on the Chicago White Sox. The Rangers are in quite the slide, guys, losing 6 in a row, including 2 in a row to the White Sox, and they just lost 10-5 in the last game. Yeah, they're calling guys up and sending guys down and trying to switch everything up that they can, but the Rangers are kind of in a free fall. They're hitting the ball to Patrick Corbin in this one. He's 3-3, a 3.59 ERA. He's given up 3 earned runs in each of his last 2 starts against the Yankees and the Rockies. So, yeah, maybe not the most consistent effort from Corbin. He hasn't faced the White Sox yet this season and really isn't having a great year. Now, the bullpen for the Rangers has been a big problem, guys. A 4.20 bullpen ERA. Not what they had in mind. The offense has been atrocious as well. They are 27th in the majors in runs scored. Yeah, I mean, Seager's getting close to returning. That'll help, but that's not going to make this an elite offense, guys. They're going to be pretty bad at the plate this season, and they're taking on a White Sox team that, I don't know, is finding a way to win games. They've won 3 out of their last 4. Hitting the ball in this one to Davis Martin, who's 2-5 this season, a 3.49 ERA. His last start was very good against the Mariners. 7 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs allowed. Now, that was a 5-1 loss, but we'll see what he can do here against the Rangers. Now, has he faced the Rangers yet this season? I'm not 100% sure, but regardless, guys, I think we can expect decent stuff from the White Sox starter in this one. But what exactly should we realistically be expecting from their bullpen at this point? It just continues to get worse. A 4.55 bullpen ERA, not exactly what you're hoping to see. He has not faced the Rangers yet this year. Yeah, so we'll see what the bullpen can do. It hasn't been good. We'll see what the offense can do. It has been shockingly good here recently, but we'll see how things go. Looking at the numbers, the Rangers are minus 140. The White Sox are plus 120. We've got a total of 8. The Rangers are only 8-18 on the road, 15-10-1 to the under on the road. The White Sox are 12-14 at home, 13-11-2 to the over at home. I am not going to be able to back these Texas Rangers at the moment, guys. I know they should definitely win this game, but the White Sox are playing much better than them. Seems like the Rangers are panicking a little bit, so give me a tiny look here at the White Sox at plus 120. Next up, guys, we're looking at the Arizona Diamondbacks going on the road to take on the St. Louis Cardinals. The Diamondbacks come into this game losers of each of the first 2 games of the series. Now, each loss was by only a single point. We'll see how things go for the Diamondbacks here. They're handing the ball to Brandon Pfaadt, who's 7-3 this year, a 3.81 ERA. He hasn't been dominant, though. 6 innings, 3 hits, 3 earned runs, all solo home runs there against the Dodgers his last time out. Start before that got knocked around a bit by the Giants, so it hasn't necessarily been smooth sailing. He also got destroyed by the Phillies once this season. We'll see what he can get done here against the Cardinals, but not necessarily a starter I expect to go out there and be dominant, and that's a problem for the Diamondbacks, who have a terrible bullpen, 25th in the majors, a 5.26 bullpen ERA. The offense has kind of evaporated a little bit as well, guys. I mean, 5-3-1 and 3 runs over their last few games. Obviously, over the course of the year, this offense has looked amazing, but it's been a little bit of a struggle for them, even in this series against the Cardinals. So we'll see what they can get done here in Game 3. The Cardinals obviously feeling great right now. Walker looking like a monster. Jordan Walker putting up some very good numbers and some very clutch hits right now for the Cardinals. Now, the St. Louis is going to be hitting the ball to Sonny Gray, who's 5-1 this year, but a 4.02 ERA. He's either very good or very bad. He got obliterated by the Phillies and then bounced back and went 6 innings, gave up 3 hits, and struck out 10 while giving up 0 runs in an 11-4 win there against Detroit. So, loving that for Sonny Gray. The Cardinals' bullpen's getting a little bit better. A 4.07 bullpen ERA, though, still leaves plenty of room for improvement. The offense has been weird. I'm going to say weird here recently. They're getting a lot of clutch hits recently. I mean, obviously winning 2 one-run games. That can't necessarily go on forever. Now, they're still 8th in the majors in runs scored and 4th in batting average. So maybe I'm looking too deeply into this. Maybe the Cardinals are just, going to keep being such a good offense. So looking at the numbers, the Diamondbacks are plus 108. The Cardinals are minus 125. Got a total of 7.5 in this game. Arizona is 13-13 on the road, 13-12-1 to the over on the road. St. Louis is 18-8 at home, 14-11-1 to the over at home. I don't hate over 7.5 in this game. I know we haven't seen a crazy amount of offense in this series so far, but getting to 8 runs doesn't feel like too much of a stretch. In terms of a side, I feel like Sonny Gray's probably due to have a little bit of an off night. So if he does, I like the Diamondbacks. So maybe a slight lean towards Arizona in this one at plus 108. Next on the docket, guys, we've got the New York Yankees going on the road to take on the Colorado Rockies. The Yankees come into this game 31-20 on the year, fresh off of a 13-1 blowout win there. So slam that like button, guys, if you enjoyed cashing our massive lock of the day yesterday with the Yankees minus 1.5. Now, the Yankees going to hand the ball in this game to Will Warren, who's 3-2 this year, a 4.05 ERA. He's fresh off a very good start against the Rangers, and to be honest, his last 3 starts in a row have all been very, very good, all of which were comfortable wins there for the Yankees. Well, I guess that one against Seattle was only a 1-run victory, but still, he's been throwing the ball really well. The Yankees bullpen, no complaints there. Top 6 in the majors, a 3.28 bullpen ERA. And obviously the offense turned things back on after a couple down days, putting up 13 runs. Judge with a staggering 18 home runs here. Pretty nuts. He's batting below 400 now, so I guess the guy's fallen off. But really, honestly, the Yankees bullpen looking scary. So we'll see what they put up here against the Rockies, who are 9-43 on the year. They're hitting the ball in this one to Antonio Senzatella, who's 1-8 this season, a 6.34 ERA. He just got shelled by the Phillies in a 7-4 loss, and honestly, not a lot of the games that he's pitched in have been close this season. It's looking pretty brutal. They've lost every one of his last 5 starts by at least 2 runs, and he hasn't faced the Yankees yet this season. I don't think he's going to have a great time out there. The Rockies bullpen, well, it's been slightly better than last year, still terrible, a 4.54 bullpen ERA. In the offense, obviously putting up 1 run yesterday, not a great look. They're 29th in the majors in runs scored, last in the majors in on-base percentage, 29th in batting average, batting .219 as a team. So, looking at the numbers here, the Yankees are minus 305. The Rockies are plus 250. We've got a total of 11 out there. The Yankees are 13-11 on the road. They're a 500 over-under team on the road. The Rockies are 6-21 at home. That's an MLB worst home mark. They are 14-12-1 to the over at home. I think this is a pretty decent spot where we have to consider the Yankees at minus 1.5 at minus 200 as a potential lock of the day. I think they're going to get another blowout win here. Even on a Sunday, it feels like a pretty safe spot to take the Yankees to get a comfortable win. Will Warren's been throwing the ball great recently. Senzatella does not tend to keep this team in games, and neither does that bullpen, so definitely give me the Yankees to get a blowout in this one. Next on the dock, we're looking at the Philadelphia Phillies going on the road to take on the Sacramento Athletics. The Phillies and Athletics are actually playing right now in the top of the 10th inning with the bases loaded in with 2 outs. So we'll see who comes away with the win in that one. The Phillies trying to keep a pretty long winning streak intact. They're going to be hitting the ball in this Sunday game to Jesus Luzardo, who is 5-0, a 1.95 ERA. His last 5 starts have all been excellent. He's dominated every team he's faced, and I don't think he's going to be looking back here against the Athletics. Now, the bullpen for the Phillies has been another story. It's been a problem. A 4.60 bullpen ERA, not great. The offense has been good, but maybe not amazing recently. I mean, putting up 6 runs, I'm sure feels good, but 6, 4, 2, 9, 7, and 9 over their last few. Those 9, 7, and 9 numbers are what they're used to. They're 7th in the majors in runs scored and 3rd in on-base percentage, so I think they're going to be just fine here going up against the Athletics, who come into this game 22-30 on the year. They'll be hoping they can snap a lengthy losing streak. They're hitting the ball in this game to Gunnar Hoglund, who's 1-2 on the year, a 5.06 ERA. He got shelled by the Angels his last time out, shelled by the Dodgers the start before that. His first 2 starts to the year were decent. This is only his 5th outing, and we'll see how he looks. Last couple, not super optimistic. So we'll see what he does against the Phillies, a pretty tough offense. The A's bullpen's been terrible, a 6.06 bullpen ERA, a pretty big yikes there. And the offense that was a huge strength early on is tailing off a bit. They're still 14th in the majors in runs scored, but they scored, 6 in their current game, but 3, 5, 5, 5, 3, and 2 runs over their last few. Not hitting the cover off the ball like they were. So, looking at the numbers here, the Phillies are minus 178. The Athletics are plus 150. We've got totals out there of 10 or 9.5. The Phillies are 16-10 on the road this year, 16-9-1 to the under on the road. Sacramento or the Athletics, depending how you want to look at it, 18-8 at home, 17-9 to the over at home. This is a little bit of a tough spot, especially since they're coming off of this extended game. Now, neither teams have bullpens that are even decent, so the overs, both overs, like any number you want to find, seems live to me. I'm going to be leaning a bit towards the Phillies here at minus 178, regardless of the outcome of the Saturday night game, but this is a game where I'm not showing tons of value. With no bullpens left for these games, it would look like it seems a little bit up in the air. Rolling right along, we're looking at the Miami Marlins going on the road to take on the Los Angeles Angels. The Marlins come into this game fresh off a 6-2 win there in Game 2 of this series. They're hitting the ball to Edward Cabrera, who's 0-1 this year, a 5.50 ERA. His last start was not great against the Cubs. Now, the Marlins did win 8-7, but he gave up 5 hits and 3 earned runs over 5 innings, so not the end of the world, I suppose. And his last 3 starts have been serviceable, maybe not dominant, but I will give him serviceable at least. The bullpen situation for the Marlins, though, is not serviceable. A 5.09 bullpen ERA is, 6th worst in the majors? That's not usually going to get the job done. The offense hasn't been great either. Now, they did put up 6 runs in the last game. Got to give them credit. But 23rd in the majors in runs scored and 12th in batting average. Not really numbers that jive with me. Now, maybe they're going to turn it around here a little bit. But, 6, 4, 1, 1, 8, and 5 runs over their last few. Doesn't necessarily paint a picture to me of a dominant offense, but maybe a decent one. So we'll see what they get done here against the Angels, who come into this game. They just had their winning streak snapped. We'll see if they can bounce back a little bit, handing the ball to Kyle Hendricks, who's 2-5 this season, a 5.32 ERA. He got shelled his last time out by the Athletics, so that's not a great look. 7-5 win for the Angels despite his poor effort. He gave up 9 hits over 5 2/3 innings and 4 earned runs. He's been decent over his last 4 starts, I suppose, but didn't look good there against the Athletics, so maybe he can bounce back against the Marlins. Not the scariest team. Now, the bullpen for the Angels is a problem. Dead last in the majors, a 6.57 bullpen ERA. The offense, it's been weirdly good recently, and I don't think it's going to be good in general, although Taylor Ward has hit 15 home runs and is doing some pretty good things. They're 16th in the majors in runs scored, but 27th in on-base percentage and 26th in batting average. So we'll see what they can get done. They're, the favorites in this game. The Marlins are plus 115. The Angels are minus 135. We've got a total of 9. Miami's only 6-15 on the road, 14-7 to the over on the road. That's actually an MLB best to the over when playing away from home. The Angels are a 500 team at home. They're 11-8-1 to the over at home. Maybe lean towards over 9 in this game. I don't love either starter in this spot, and both offenses kind of seem due for a little bit of an outburst, but I think you probably just want to take the Angels at home to get back on track. Even with Kyle Hendricks on the mound, I think they've got a good chance to win. Rounding into the home stretch here, guys, we're looking at the San Diego Padres going on the road to take on the Atlanta Braves. The Padres come into this game fresh off a 7-1 loss there in Game 2. They're going to hand the ball in this game to Dylan Cease, who's 1-3 this season, a 4.50 ERA, and maybe he's getting back to himself. His last 5 starts, I suppose, have been serviceable. He hasn't given up more than 3 earned runs in any of those outings. We see the Padres are only 2-3 over those 5 starts, but he's had good starts against teams like the Yankees, a pretty good start against Toronto his last time out, although he did give up 2 home runs, so I guess not great. But we'll see what Cease has in the tank for this one. The Padres bullpen was one of the best bullpens in the majors there for a while, but currently sitting around 10th with a 3.56 bullpen ERA. The offense was looking like one of the best offenses in the majors for a while, but they've scored 1, 2, 6, 0, 0, 1, 1, and 1 runs over their last few. It's not looking too good, guys. They are down to 17th in the majors in runs scored. They are 14th in slugging percentage. I don't know, guys. They just can't hit the ball right now. There's no way around it. They're in a bit of a funk. So we'll see what they can do here on the road against the Braves, who are 25-26 on the year, fresh off that 7-1 win. Ronald Acuna Jr. homering for his 2nd straight game since coming back from that ACL. That's pretty cool stuff, guys. Honestly, good for him. Good for him. Happy for him. Now, we'll see what the Braves can do here, handing the ball to Spencer Schwellenbach, who comes in this game fresh off of a not amazing start, I guess, against Boston. 7 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned runs allowed. He's been pretty good this year overall, but he's 24 years old. You're going to expect some ups and downs from a starter that is that age in the major leagues. Now, his bullpen hasn't been great either. The Braves bullpen, not terrible. A 3.60 bullpen ERA is above average, but definitely not dominant. And while the offense did put up 7 runs in the last game, it hasn't been dominant outside of Acuna here recently. I mean, they're 19th in the majors in runs scored. They are 15th in slugging percentage, so maybe they're going to be all right. Now, looking at the numbers for this game, the Padres are plus 118. The Braves are minus 134. We've got a total of 8 out there. The Padres are 12-14 on the road, a 500 over-under team on the road. Atlanta is 16-8 at home, 15-7-2 to the under at home. First up, guys, we got to look at the Padres. They are on the banned list, so we'll be taking the Braves here at home. I think they're a very good home team. I think they've got a decent chance to win this game. Dylan Cease has not been amazing. In terms of a total, I would maybe lean just a hair towards the under in this spot, but nothing showing tons of value for me in this game. Last but not least, guys, we're looking at the Sunday Night Baseball matchup between the LA Dodgers and the New York Mets. The Dodgers come in this game 32-20 on the season, fresh off of that 5-2 loss there in Game 2. So if you enjoyed cashing the Mets yesterday, slam that like button, guys. It is much appreciated. Now, the Dodgers are going to hand the ball in this one to Landon Knack, who's 2-1 this season, a 6.17 ERA. His last couple of starts have not looked great, guys. He got shelled by the Athletics and then shelled by the Arizona Diamondbacks. So we'll see if he's got a bounce back in him going up here against the Mets. Not the easiest team to face necessarily. The Dodgers bullpen has also been having troubles recently, a 3.95 bullpen ERA. Definitely not what they had in mind when they started the season. The offense continues to kind of do its thing. Obviously, coming off a game where they scored 2 runs isn't great, but over the course of the year, they're the 2nd highest scoring team in the majors. They're 1st in batting average, 2nd in slugging percentage, so I think we can safely say the Dodgers offense going to be okay. We'll see what they can do here against the Mets, who come to this game fresh off of that win. They're going to be handing the ball in this game to Kodai Senga, who's been very good. A 4-3 record, 1.43 ERA. His last start, though, he struggled a little bit against Boston, but over his last 5 starts, he has been excellent. Now, he doesn't tend to get very much run support, despite how well he's throwing the ball, but his worst start over his last 5 was 6 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs against Boston. In a game, we saw the Mets manage to lose 3-1. So we'll see what he can do here against the Dodgers. Not a team that he's faced yet this year. I'm expecting good stuff if I'm being honest, and the Mets bullpen has been very good. A 2.87 bullpen ERA is third best in the majors. The question for this team is, when is their offense going to show up? I guess they've scored 5 and 5 runs over their last 3 games, so maybe that counts as showing up. They're 13th in the majors in runs scored, though, 8th in on-base percentage, 16th in batting average. I don't know. We'll see what happens with the Mets here. The odds makers love New York. Now, the Dodgers are plus 115. The Mets are minus 135. We've got a total of 8.5. The Dodgers are 11-12 on the road, 12-11 to the under on the road. The Mets are 18-6 at home. That's an MLB best mark at home. They are 14-8-2 to the under at home. This is a bit of a tough spot. I would kind of like to think that the Dodgers had a chance to bounce back in this game, but going up against Senga is just too big of an ask if you ask me. So yeah, I will lean slightly towards the under 8.5 in this game and slightly towards the Mets at minus 135, but not a Sunday night baseball game where I'm showing tons of value. Now, guys, hopping over to cover our Eastern Conference Finals game between the New York Knicks and the Indiana Pacers. We saw the Pacers take a 2-0 lead, winning both games there in Madison Square Garden to open this series. Pascal Siakam going nuts for 39 points there in Game 2. The Knicks not able to come up with enough there in the fourth quarter. And yeah, they just couldn't get the job done. Brunson, 36 points, a very efficient shooting night, but just not quite enough there down the stretch. So we'll see what we get out of the Knicks in this game. They come into this game fully healthy in Game 2 there. Brunson, like I said, played great, but just not enough help there. Despite really most of the starters playing well, their bench just gets no run during the regular season. Then they have to play big minutes at some points in the playoffs, and it just doesn't work out great. Mitchell Robinson put up some okay numbers, 6 points, a +6 out there, but Karl-Anthony Towns, despite having 20 points, was a -20 in terms of the plus-minus. So we'll see what kind of weird stuff Tibbs wants to do, but I don't know if I'm going to be loving much that I see from him. That being said, I'd be pretty shocked to see the Knicks go down 0-3 in this series, so it feels a little bit weird right now, I'll be honest. The Knicks are fully healthy for this game, as are the Pacers, who have to be stoked with what's happened for them so far. Halliburton coming up with that monster game. He even went 3 of 5 from 3, like a dominant performance there. Everybody else in the starting lineup was just there to chip in. Halliburton did a great job of running the offense, flirted with a triple-double there, came up 2 rebounds short of a triple-double, 10 points off the bench from TJ McConnell, cashing our player prop there on TJ McConnell. So slam that like button if you enjoyed cashing that TJ McConnell player prop a couple of days ago. But honestly, guys, just very, very good stuff from the Pacers. Now, looking at the numbers for this game, the Knicks are 2-point underdogs here on the road. The Pacers are -2. We've got a total of 223. The Knicks, basically a 500 against the spread team on the road this year, a slightly over team. The Pacers are actually 3 games under 500 against the spread at home this year, and they are a slight over team as well. Do we want to take over 223 in this game in Indiana? Maybe. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. In terms of a side, I am going to take the Knicks here at +2 as a small lean, but that's more just based on the fact that I think it's unlikely that they're going to go down 3-0 in this series. Like, that just feels borderline impossible to me, but a lot of things that the Pacers have done this season feels impossible to me. So not a massive lean there. We do have some player props that we definitely like in this game. And first up, we're running it back with TJ McConnell over 7.5 points. Easy 10 points from him in Game 2, where he went 5 of 8 from the field and didn't even get to the free throw line once. I think he could get to the free throw line in this game. I think he'd get a little bit more run. I think he's going to comfortably get to 8 points in this game, and I think he'll probably play close to 14 to 18 minutes. That should be enough for him to get his points. That would just, that 8 points that we need to cash this prop. I also like Mikal Bridges here to have a decent night, guys. I'll take him over 16.5 points. Had a great game, too. It's becoming very evident they are going to need him to score as Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns not able to score enough to completely carry this team on their own. And right now, his shot's looking good. It's desperation time for the Knicks. He's accustomed to high-pressure playoff runs, so I think we see Mikal Bridges have a good night in this one. That's all the games we have for today, guys. Hit that like button for good luck on all of your bets and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let me know in the comments any questions you have on today's slate. Make sure you're getting over to stumpthespread.com by clicking the link in the description and get on that free email list. It's tons and tons and tons of great information straight to your inbox. Parlays, all kinds of good stuff, guys. Information on golf, like you name it, it could be in those emails. So definitely check that out, and we will see you guys right back here, same time, same place tomorrow for more sports betting action.